My never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. Osia dem yopo.
Beyond the Bat TV XYZ baby awa wo hwe me bia no asaso na wa wo tie power 97.9 FM inside politics Mondays edition ye de browi baby edru no enche kukuda me obaje nkonya atena so na ye de nkomo ye wo Alister Nelson wa ha o senior political analyst enche ye be hu lawyer David Wewe Brown ono see a senior lecturer wo ATU kukuda me na me ne omo bedi djuma wo inside politics jumedi so ende ewie anti baby o bia no mo akwaba ma me nkwa na me ma ura Alister Nelson akwaba Mr. Alister Nelson akwaba
yeah me just oh nyamyadom the my selection fine sa
and last week we boss Sakura and I'm say hey was I the chairman I'm say hey big man
Sakura ne de me tire ase de ntia me yi me
okay
na wo meti ni ma botwe in order to honor my good friend
Dr.
Manib.
Wow.
The end result of life is death. Send me a buy no doctor. No adam for no. Mundue in the dunia money home. President Naka that we should get over it and get to work. So that is what I'll carry the values of our money.
Okay.
His principles. Because if you look throughout the tributes, those who pay tributes to our money, whether it was the president, whether it was the vice president, the wife, all other tributes that were paid at the state funeral, I salute everybody. And these are interesting times because though we lost them tragically, no bad thing was said of anybody. All the things were above reproach, what was said of them.
Okay.
Even one of them, Bonihiri Eka, said, what? Your belief in the Bible and your understanding for Christ. I was excited. The sadness began to go away. But Inti enwa enya bre aye ko Thanksgiving ama Dr. Manib president wa sorry dem hobi no na makohu lawyer be friend Vincent ko Assafuah osi president netu private jet bi or the private jet ni no mama around 7 a.m. Price is supposed to pay
Sunday ni choy massive and
America say the president was supposed to pay 15,000 per hour. You think John Mahama is reckless? You think John Mahama is not forward looking and not a forward thinker to do this? Please give us a break. And Assafuah, you see, the America, he got to where he got to because he was being milk and honey was being put in his mouth.
Okay.
What you say? Yes. I even doubt, allegedly, say law school he understands the law that he says that. Also, side, they're not judges. So you should read and find out what was happening in the country and not put out these lies about the president flying the private jet at 15,000 per hour when the man was in church observing the Thanksgiving for Dr. Kofi Manib. You understand? You can't lie about the president this way. And then you talk about he continuing from Japan through to Singapore. All these are falsehoods, my brother. As if for first time we share a gold FM. Now all your students, UPSC. All these things you have put out, they are lies. All these statements you have made, they are lies. No, but they stay all together. The cost comes to an incredible 690,000. It's all a lie. All these things are a lie. But look, Mamin Kantemo, in these times that we are faced what we faced with our aircrafts, we will not play around and put our president in any box, any flying coffin, and send him anywhere. We will make sure that the flight our president sits on is a safe one, and he will get to his destination and do his work. Any minister who will join any flight to anywhere will go safely and come back. We will not toy again with anybody's life. We are awake. We are wide awake. We receive my yemra, is that not it? So we are calling for good. Yemra. So we are calling for good for the armed forces. We are calling that they retool them and get them what they need. We are calling for better aircraft for this nation. This thing that occurred last time Wednesday should never occur again. People should not take advantage of this and come and write things which are not true. Example, you Vincent Assafuah, are you still not mourning Dr. Manib? At the time, the president was solemnly in the church or Bompae, so that Dr. Manib's soul, amongst others, the 7 others, will go to heaven. Look, do you know what has caused me to be happy?
No.
After I took off my hair and I shaved my beard, then I said that let me keep the hair. So I felt some strong feeling around me that Dr. Krahi must be in heaven by now.
Amen.
Where am I mourning here? He drove in a white car. Check it. He drove in a white car from home. A white car led him to the tarmac. He was in white. Yes, Nyankopo in the other side. We men, we couldn't see. So yes, tragic as it may seem, I know me, my friend, by now, he's seated on the right side of God. It's a nyamu, atamfu nyame, enye demu badwin, eni demu naka, eni beko eti obi. Nyankopo die, onu ano bima, and onu aji. Style bia obi jibia ano, yeti asiye, and then we come along and we pray that such things will not happen to anybody. Look, let me catch you. When we lighter, I was holding some crowd as I was coming.
Yeah, lighter, yeah,
lighter, I out to fear house, so not for body. That's just send your bayo, so you feel what our brothers went through with the flight crew, what they went through, and then you not talk ill about what happened to them. Rather, you wish that their soul repose and be in heaven, and not to pass such comments. Look, Assafuah, look, you're a young man in politics, and the way you people are thinking on the other side, it is wrong. We tell you every time. You people allegedly have put yourself as a bunch of criminals who think that you can cause confusion and mislead the public and misinform the public at all times. This thing you have put out is wrong. Well, so be better with Kwayanoa. Necessary see prove what. You buy hot. The because MP tatao. But you are the member of parliament. You put out the right thing. And sometimes ignorance is no excuse. But yes, that's his nature. I'm kind of crazy. Yes, that's his nature. He appears as if he's yes. So you put up a nice face, so clearly you can see from the brain. If you're a psychologist, I didn't play if you're an open year psychology, you see that the fine face is to deceive you. Oh, didn't you see what happened to the Ministry of Education? It collapsed under the Free Education. Yes. It collapsed.
Young man.
Oh, why? No. Future with lying. There's a future with future with lying. You lie and go to hell. That's all. Sure, me catch them. Assafuah in some more church or need them kika. Ni mo wishes no. Se mo na etu mo anka ye nti mo di we baby. Aye nim de mo ya manipa. Wetin dem make say? Look, listen to the president as he read his speech. He talked about Dr. Manib, and that young man Seto. As Seto was about to do his operation, he said, "You've got my back." That statement alone, it has evoked national sentiments. Yes, you've got my back. Omani shared whatever he had. He gave out everything that he owned. He believed that he lived for the people. And that's why I'm saying that. He drove to the tarmac in white, escorted by a white car, wearing white. You cannot tell me anything. No matter how the end, you will call it tragic. I will call it triumphant and true to heaven. Yes, and now Sunday and sorry and sorry and son of all those people were missing, so they'll pray for him. And like I said, I thankful you call someone prison, you know, assembly to MPP before, they're not mind you. And maybe I'll be with TV station, you know, me say na me yari. They thought I would die in prison. They passing back to me. So, Nyankopo, and American. So, who say Nyankopo no boy, only mobile time, and I pay Coco Rebia. Was 7 years na wo community wo mataiko. Okay. And I pay sorry ya, see we film. Or Muslim. Me bay. Omoasa.
I'm trying to cringe.
Me say, look, do you know the estimation I put in my head? No. How she stood in that community. Okay. And served us from her childhood. No sir. Kiti ni mama ne neton. Awa mo bia koko wa botre. Abutra this nipa. Oko to koko na line atuku di nibi. Atuku di nibi. Eni uko se na what you say anapa. Mata ko bia salai. Na butra
masaka ho.
Dabi masaka. Okay, ko wani. Who na butra or the service public no. Me think say well, you know what came to my mind. I've seen that God is making some selections into heaven. Amen. And I'm telling you, or wa butra or wa badaye. Udu wa show when any idea water and she's able to serve. Inti onusu baby anekra it will be abiba. Yakupon and Janet.
Ma abiba ala kocha ala.
The Dalmani swasi. The Jemasi. A ye kesi o ye ma ye nyanu mo mukoe. Never again. Ne me be sibium. And we know say nothing of that nature will happen. Yakupon show yesunu. Uncle Sun show yesua. The president has done a very wise thing. I've heard people criticize, senior people criticize, but I want to come against it. Right? The president in his wisdom has established an office for interfaith and economical services. Is that not it? Yes. Sorry, no, so we see school die mamudia ayamude. So we see hospital mamudia ayamude. So the prophecy ba now see you. Let me listen to the wise ones and listen to the foolish ones and make meaning from it there. And the missing mumpe.
And no crano eye honorable a free ankra.
Yeah.
The friend, or just a prophecy be 200.
Yes.
Any basis.
That's the thing. Sir. So you need to listen so that in times of BBI, you bet to me the training in 9 and in SAR. They will know
my own.
And American. We know that's what I'm saying, that we can manage it as a state. Right?
Correct.
The Church of Pentecost. They have 104 basic schools,
correct.
3 secondary schools, universities. They have clinics all over. And when the state partners them, they are not there. When you have opened an office that if they have prophecy, they can walk in there and be here. What are you saying? Let's be real with the church.
Correct.
Church, you know what? In first will be more minor in terms of moral development, in terms of moral training. Look at the universities most of the churches have put up. If it was not for them, most people would not have university education. So let's be real. Let's see the church as a partner. Nobody is interfering with church activities. Nobody is using state funds to go and support any church. Rather, what you are doing is to partner them to see the effective development and transformation of this country. Look, if you go to other countries, you go to Italy, the church is Rome, and Rome is the Vatican. That is all. You understand? The Catholic Church. If you go to England, the Anglican Church. So even states that you have seen make it, they have aligned with the church. So what is it? If this country is a secular state, it's telling us that Interfaith interfere. Then the church, the state too must not go in to sponsor any group against another. But it does not mean the church should not partner these interfaith and economical services agents in the country in order to, because Sunday Bianco Foko, Friday Bianco Foko Mosque. So we have to listen to where the congregation goes to and what they do, so that if there's anything that the state can do on behalf,
It's honorable and over 200 prophecies submitted since national directive. 70 to 80% lack substance.
That's it. So we won't get them saying it anywhere, or won't get them using social media to blacklist or blacktool anybody, but they are being heard. And there are senior pastors who sit around this thing and then come out with a solution and the way forward. Let me tell you something. Even of old, mind of old, the old prime minister of Egypt, also die no na a wheat is in song akese no mujirija ho, and 7 in song the same thing in tiantia omuso mujirija ho, in tiantia no ekomuni akesifo no osan hu nantue fat cows, very fatted, and then osan hu slim ones, also slim ones no komuni here. It took the sorceress. Remember, that was the prime minister. He had sorceress around him. Why? So that in the spiritual realm, you'll be able to get information as to what goes on in the physical.
Correct.
That's why the sorcerers were there in the old of Egypt. Go to all the countries. Yes, so at that time, what happened? He had to take somebody, a power bearer, who had been in prison, who had seen Joseph, to tell them that, look, I met somebody in prison who could simply interpret what you have dreamed. Yes. And that is what guided Egypt. That dream guided Egypt for 14 years. They had 14 years of harvest, and they had 14 years of what? They lost everything in that 14 years. There was dryness, you understand? So they managed to save what they did in the 7 years of plenty food, in order that when the food was not available in the next day, they were able to ration and give everybody. So don't tell me, say, when you want to deal with God, or me, I listen to myself very well. And I see almost me from. So I got down, me mention station. Yes, I got down, and I went to another station to join the car. By the time I do kwemu or mansunu, na car na mitimunu, I was station na epamum, ne da kwem, ne da ayaya. 23 passengers on board. That's what I'm saying. So I listen to yes, I listen to myself well. Nobody should tell me that there's no spirit. Now that crowd, how do you get up? How do you even sleep? So let's be real. Say Benjamin, look, any president in Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, from all of them, busier, all of them, Professor Mills, JJ Rawlings, all of them, they affirmed or they attested their faith to Christ or to God. They did something there to make sure that this state will never lose its focus when it comes to God. It is not in the wrong direction at all for John Mahama to set up that office. And look at the person he has put in charge. Obviously, Friyankra has the touch. Politics na man do you know what he did for me on my 50th birthday? He prayed for me, and the prayer is still yes. What I was afraid of, I told him. He prayed for me. So please, don't let us at this time. Let's hold ourselves together. Let's be each other's keeper. Now we have called for reset. Reset must come. So we must raise our heads and be focused on the agenda that we have set ourselves, and not be bitter and fighting amongst ourselves. Yesterday they say if we hold ourselves in love and we move forward and we carry ourselves well and we live for each other, I'm telling you, we easily forget what has happened in the past 2 weeks and be focused on transforming the country's agenda. Make that JMAC or Japan or Singapore, be flew about papa or the be flew about, because he has worked with JICA before. Have you forgotten? Yes, he has worked with JICA before, so he knows what Japan is and what Japan wants from Africa and wants from Ghana. So as he goes to sit down with them, he has been president before, he has been in opposition for 8 years, he has read the terrain. I'm saying by the time he returns from Japan and Singapore, his next trip will be to Malaysia, and I know what the president will bring. But that's in the opportunity. I say, Monday is a big day.
GTech and seminar. Sending a Professor Grace Ayensu. Professor Jenapodi Abetuja.
Unya, Sassamity and me, papa. Madame Grace Ayensu, Munimino. Sure. Oh, a professor.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And other GTech, is it everything? Well, I don't know. GTech or authority. I know a day. Now, you see, he's a friend, though, but what he's doing, everybody's asking to whether he's also a qualified associate professor himself by that same technical grounds that he wants to remove somebody. Now, Obi professorship from their university. Yeah. Why challenging it? You can simply write to the university and find out. But me, what worries me is that the woman, Grace Ayensu, professors in the medical field, even in Ghana. I'm asking you, how many are they? It is what I'm asking. So if it is a line or two that she has missed, that you are complaining about, why don't you rather fix it and make her the professor you want her to be as GTech, rather than run her down? Because on the PhD, or the other courses here, and somewhere in the University of Utah in the United States, far away, and she's deputy minister for health. When she was named, did you see her interview when she was being granted parliamentary audience? Did you hear her? What are we talking about? 2020, when she came to look for the seat, do you know what she went through? That she didn't get a seat. She had to stay on. She came in 2019. She had to stay on and wait in order to win this seat for her. Seat way that many are winning here. Who they offer Western?
Oh yes.
That many are winning a cigar. No. Papa.
Omo create constituency. Omo create in 2004.
Have you ever won?
Before now.
I win this. So this one is. So she has been able to.
2000 winning. So
2020. Yes. Team Nisa. But this one, yes. So 30% for women. Not Grace, Dr. Grace Ayensu Abemua, professor. Now I don't know his criteria that he's using. I don't want to attack his person, but I think that the old government appointed him, and we have delayed in removing him. I'm telling you, for somebody rising to the top, is to pay bribe. That's how I see it. And then when they see people have struggled and gotten to the top on this side, it pains them. It's Madam Grace Ayensu, and don't listen to the media bash and social media, because you're a lecturer in Utah, and you're a lecturer here. You're teaching many medical students. People are in the public who are ready to testify to what you have been able to teach them. So what is it? Please, Madam Grace Ayensu, I salute you wherever you are. Support Akando. You are deputy minister. You focus in your office. Every assignment that Akando gives to you, please go and do it. Every assignment that the government gives it to you, go and do it. And don't let this media thing take away anything from you. Be focused. Because like I said, you need to win and win again in the Sekado Ketan and make sure that the NDC keeps the seat forever. And look, in America, who person dey we go to, who say jira one, and no born who Assafuah so two into the neighbor one. Why don't you the things that are necessary to keep the person at the two? Why don't you do it to keep the person at the two, but rather to degrade the person? In that case, Saji taking some seminar free bar, my Madam Grace Ayensu me and American time unakwa. Unim, but information be yes you be the text no yes sir. What said that or time no. Me slow. I want to embassy everybody. So can't you see the thing is serialized? No man is serialized. But like I said, the woman is focused. It is James appointee, Madam Grace Ayensu. You are John Dramani Mahama's appointee. Be focused. It's John Mahama who appointed you. Correct. Focused and do your job. There's a lot of work to be done at the health ministry. Akando needs support. With your technical experience as a medical doctor, go there and make sure that there is peace at the Ministry of Health. The nurses will have their peace to do their work. The doctors, the hospitals, environment to be peaceful, so that you support my brother Honorable Minta Akando to succeed where he is. Don't let anybody disrupt you, madam. Madam, if I hear you responding to anything from GTech, I will not be happy. Leave them. They cannot bring you down. You are already on top. A professor, once a professor, always a professor. Madam Grace Ayensu, I salute you wherever you are. Otehunda yakwa, and to me you nko baby ya. Sit in power when you are see a bonus say near bottle powder. Deputy that when Sanka for 125 ministers and commission baby full substantive minister. But baby your shampoo ma. So Oba JM in the reset agenda in the health sector. Correct. Let all other people atamfo munyina monkoda munye di na Grace Ayensu onko so nya na juma maga na mfa ne tuma pamfa na Western region so nya proud said they have sent somebody in the person of Madam Grace Ayensu from Esika Ketan to come and help to restore Ghana's health sanity and to bring integrity to our health sector. I make it in the last regime, look at what they did to our health sector. They ran it down. They brought it to his yes, that guy. When he was with Kufuor, he was better. But when he came to Nana, the worst minister ever. Let me hospital baby because that was rich. How no better? Say JM and see which hospital Uncle Nukra by this time. Uncle Nukra where you are. You can rest. You know, JM built those places. They are restrooms. You can book and go there and go and rest. Take a rest and ask the doctors to come and take care of your staffs and everything. So I know there is in order. Okay, rest here. Sankaya old hospital now, come to me rest. Maybe so. Sankaya old hospital now, and come to me rest. So that's what I've said. Say, Madam Grace Ayensu, be focused on your job. We are here to support you. We are here to support JM's agenda to succeed. Anybody who attacks or touches any appointee of JM, especially when it comes to the health ministry, the defense ministry, the energy ministry, the education, Muntaka, Madam Grace Ayensu, I know all of your names, but for the benefit of the doubt, may jam stop what you are doing on social media, allow the woman to be focused. That is the 30% agenda that JM is talking about to give women opportunity. And like I said, Alister, I still remain affirmative action continua for the women. I want to see Madam Jane Opokwajimai speak up to some of these matters. She's a woman. She's a professor. She knows what it means to go through professorship. She's our first woman vice president. She has said you should keep on holding the doors for many more women to come in. And Grace Ayensu is one of them. You understand? The other time I talked about Charlotte and other things. So, Madam Jane Opokwajimai, being in government, her semblance alone is bringing many more fine women who have the knowledge, who have the experience, and who are prepared to serve to enter government and make Ghana a better place. Okay,
Yabeda Alister Nelson Tahiru, Yabeda Nasa Papa, Jawum, Uda Home Air TVXYZ, Wauti Power 97.9 FM. Mika say so, lawyer, Worry Brown, David, so Abeka and Sa, Mamana Kwaba. Now, good news to be APA, Metene say a presidential amnesty for prisoners. Mika say, Nipa total ni na 1,014 and Abba na yenya 998 prisoners
out filling the gap at the judiciary so that any political case against corruption, against the crime scene they created will be nipped in the bud. That is why they pack the courts. Tell me, after packing the courts, have our legal issues as a state been resolved? There are still cases that are lingering and they have not been resolved and they need sitting and they have not been done. And this woman who tells you that she was effective, she was not. She was a partisan CJ. And me, I've said it. If I were her, I would walk out. Because what are they asking for? Immediately without delay, we should reinstate her as Chief Justice of Ghana. But if you read in your letter, you understand, you have stated that if the prima facie case has been established against somebody, then the person must go through fair trial and fair hearing. Here we have established a prima facie case. Isn't she going through fair trial and fair hearing? Why? The Scott Committee, the Palmwine Scott Committee, is it not a fair hearing? Why? What is good for the goose is equally good for the gander. Look, we will not play these tricks. We will not take anything from them. Like I told you, these associations, they are blue kiosks in London. When they close, they sit in train and go and meet and take anything, 3 shots, and then they quote portions of the law that they all understand, and then they go home drunk and singing. Beast of England, Beast of Ireland, Beast of every land they clap. Look at see Jimmy. You free, and you far apply, and you go see law school. You defeat answer, and you see law school, and you see Shemra, and my law. Or being free by being mambo, so no, I've been singing, and the basis of law is mathematics. have said it. You see, you complain about some lawyer who is empty-headed. If you like go to his primary school days, he was not passing mathematics. You see it clearly. Lawyers who don't do well in court, I decided to do a research. Lawyers who don't do well in court failed their mathematics whilst going to school. Most of them. And some of them who even failed their mathematics, who took their mathematics serious, today are excelling. So mathematics, logic, psychology plays a key role, and that one comes from the home. If you answer, and the formulas are basis. Talk on what's Onibi. That's Onibi. Why are you running to? You are Chief Justice here, and we have suspended you. Where are you running to? The Commonwealth former they have a Commonwealth. We have the same thing which is common. So running to where? We have the same thing which is common. Where are you running to? I'm asking you. Where are you running to, Madam Tokonu? When the Bonnier face justice, be bold, come and face the committee and speak up and let us hear you. But rather, a minor bra say me my article 146(2). Who the bedroom say I want baby I and look at where you are telling your story. These people, they cannot bring you any justice. The state's committee that are set will work until article 146. Nobody has the power. And like Edoji said, this is not a president of the Boy Scouts company. It's not the president of the Bar Association, the local one here that involves the drunkards and the sensible ones here. He's not the president of that. He was voted by the people of the Republic of Ghana on 7 December and sworn in on 7 January. Took an oath of office to, by us, do things in our favor that will give us peace as a nation. And one of the things he's doing is to remove that unfair, unjusticiable Chief Justice who was put there by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who was running a partisan show that it was clear to everybody. Even kids at home we realize that this woman, why are they Afenyo marking lawyer now? People will ask because Afenyo will come to court at 2 o'clock. By 3 o'clock they are paneled, and then what Afenyo is saying is being heeded to by the court, and she's telling everybody. We are tired of those things. We want to be at home. That when we hear judgments come from the court, we will clap at the way it has been dispensed, because it has been fair and justiciable to the ear, and even to the person who that justice is being done to. We know that you understand? Yes, that is what we must begin to look at. When we look at the courts, we must not see the courts as horror centers. She's talking about a Judicial as being a horror center. Your own courts, madam, your own courts, when people enter your courts, look at some of your judges. Even their approach to cases, they take sides. You have not been able, as Chief Justice, to even retool or even reset all those places. You want to remain where? We will not keep you there. We will not keep you. You are barely 62 years. Madam, compared to Mafufu na here. Law now swearing it was not to become Chief Justice. Nana Addo Kwame, you baby Oshiawo, and with the competencies that she gave you the job. This one, it was a partisan Ejuma Edemao to come and do their bidding for them. And that's exactly what you are waiting to do. There are many people that will send to court, and they want to foil the matter using the center, which is the Chief Justice they have appointed. Why did Nana Addo Harodi do it? Why would he run on the back of 3 consecutive female Chief Justices? Why? I'm asking you. Mama anymore. Mama me no aba. Mama ba kumbe. We say affirmative action. For the mo person moji boss wo ho. We will not allow. And more so, like I said, this one is to do the bidding of the New Patriotic Party. Every morning, this woman allegedly she talks to Afenyo Marking. Every morning, oh yes, they are all in Unibat together. They talk and plan these things, but they are there now to do Commonwealth for Lawyers Association. I'm telling you, if you go to London, you see their office. It's like a drinking spot. Go and check. It's like a drinking spot. But Danny Henderson, me Adi Edibu in oh please, and you don't know. It's look. Anybody who tells you that it's a lawyer and comes braggadocio, bragging, and me, I can dispense that Obwa. He's a drinking partner of a judge. They meet at the lounges, they drink, and then they throw the cases at them. It's not all of judges. Some of them are good. I can mention some judges, even my classmates. I don't want to betray them. They are very good judges. They are doing well in Ghana here. I wish that JM will support their good work, not for partisan reasons, but for nation building, and promote them. They are very good people in the system who are also doing their bits in the circuit courts, who are doing their bits in the rural areas, in the district courts and other things. You understand? So, when you know, I anticipate they will be in Wabe. I mean, you see you. You will so keke. You near the Akoyiji Mensa. You will remove you. Look, we should give her time. If she does not respond, the state must take its action.
Okay.
On me be asu. And Edoji Kano. When you are in opposition, you are all over the place naming us. Utumi bu nipa ni ti ese nipa nkoshe from. Once and utumi bu wa wo ni ti. Wani mo ye na aba no. Ewiase wa wo nama ese osunso wo ho na wudi wo ho na de bia wo say ade achi ni die me mama go ye pese mi kunya wa ba sleep for others mama mi we jam ko aka so wo baby na wo ti wo na beti jam voice a no wa ye na style bi no wa adan
eyasemo
once we do asemato and now dani wani style bi akra nye wani na ye tunu the case has eaten up. Who name? Why you blacky? Oh no, I cocoa TV so no. Why you blacky? Also, I'm going to say no cocoa. Me say I some editing you, I call you, the end of service benefits na be bono. And Juma of John and say why you take something you say, Papa no. Sure. Now, pa it's your coffee akosu. Well, one sir, editing you, one sir. Time no pon da. Concept next time when you get the chance and get such good opportunity, you learn from others who have led you and are women who have done well and follow suit. You will not take the partisan coloration, and then when time comes and people are pointing fingers at you and calling you to come and answer for those partisan days, you will sit somewhere and be running around to people who have formed bad drinking association elsewhere in London and other places and disturbing everybody. I told you the law will be free and the Dicoseti law school. So nobody is intelligent than the other when it comes to the law. It's about logic. If A plus B is A and B, then forget B plus A is also B and A. You cannot tell me anything apart from those two things. Yes, that's how the law follows. It's yes, baby, I want to see how could do now. I want to want to be defending the law. That's about the law. They are also judging me. I didn't be a chief justice now, and then assent to no or one person to me now. And defending that's the nature of the law. You have to go and bring somebody. So the law is not with anybody. It's not one person's doing. That is why I disagree with her when she says the law is the law. When you say the law is the law, it means that law manipulating. But this is it. The law is the law is the law. There's somebody watching you who is managing the law in the interest of the people. So when that person gets up, you cannot be individualistic and call yourself the law is the law. No, we must open up. Those people whose authority that the constitution gives power to the president, they will have to see what that secret, the law is the law, you are doing in that office. And that's the third participle. So now, Madam Tokonu, any bad drinkers association, man, member, mo winsa, mo pon Friday, mo coffee, mo kotra baby winsa, na mo de chichiri ma we because mo cases mo de court nya mo nya jaja, obetie mu. Na mo tua bribe allegedly na mo tuma win case nti mo ko winsa na mo de akofie mo ni ngwase abo me tie na obi ka ho shadow prime minister bi ka ho ni ngwase ni simu ma ni ngwase aba ma me ni be yinu do be ye bia opa o 93 ankonya mpanduri opa o 93 wa the law is the law is the law tell us say Alister see me do come run away Onset.
And the one no man no
Insano. Yeah, I drink only good water. I drink good water. If it is not G, it is X. Oh, please, it's a bar. It's a bar. See, the thing is bar. You don't define it. Don't you know drinking bar? No. Okay, so if you say so, I'm saying that it's a bar. You don't define it. You say the bar cancel. You don't define it. You don't say the legal bar.
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.